Coming up on Coast Guard Florida, strong winds and shifting currents lead to startling discoveries.
Oh!
Pick it up.
It's in there.
In Clearwater, the aircrew frantically searches for people in the water before it's too late.
Well, this guy's got 4 hours of daylight. After that, his odds are going down.
While out in Marathon, the boat crew makes a shocking discovery of their own.
Right in front of you. See, is that a hand sticking up?
You know, you just want to find this person because 5 minutes can be the difference between someone's living or dying.
The Florida Peninsula, a hotbed for Mother Nature's fury. Here, every day, the brave men and women of the Coast Guard's busiest boat and air stations vigilantly patrol nearly 2 million square miles of turbulent waters, protecting the public from the dangerous elements and preventing foreign threats and illegal drugs from reaching our shores. America's southern waters are protected by Coast Guard Florida.
All right, before takeoff checks, crew prepare for takeoff.
Ready for takeoff.
And clear for takeoff, farm go. Roger.
Sector 2-3, we are airborne at this time with 5 souls on board. Request you take my guard at this time. How copy?
6023, Sector, roger. Be advised we have a STAR case for you. Search object is a vessel in distress. Over.
Sector 2-3, good copy.
I'll put in the search right now.
Right now, we know that there was an uncorrelated mayday where a boater called mayday on his radio with no other information. Also, there was a 911 call made from a cell phone from someone on their boat who said that they were taking on water and they were sinking. We're heading out to that area of where the cell phone call was made. When we head out to search for a boat that's taking on water, we don't know if we're looking for a boat or if we're going to find people in the water.
Are we there yet? I mean, are we in the area?
We're about 4.5 miles out. So yeah. There's a few boats out here in our search area. Yeah.
With winds out of the northeast there, we had a current going to the south there, so any individuals would be pushed south along the shoreline.
Water at 2 o'clock, is that not?
Yeah, you can check out this little guy sitting here.
There's a bunch of Good Samaritan vessels in the area, so we started querying any vessels for any known distress.
They looked okay to me.
Yeah, I think so too.
No frantic arm waving.
No, there are about 3 people just hanging out.
Hey, there's something red right here. 3 o'clock.
All right, now, I think he's calling us on 60.
Hey, do you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Mark something.
You just marked something?
Yeah, there's something over at 4 o'clock now. I'm right.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
As we approach the scene, we're immediately looking for any signs of distress. We completed one leg of the search and we're going back the other way on the second leg of the search. When I spotted what didn't look like a boat, but definitely looked like something, couldn't tell exactly what it was just yet. So I called for a marked position. We turned to the right and came up on them.
How far out?
Right here, 1 o'clock,
Hey, 1 second.
right?
Yep.
Right here.
There we go. Coming down.
You see
Feet on the water, boat underwater, coming down.
We found 2 people clinging to a cooler, floating there, obviously in distress. So we like to put the swimmer down, Petty Officer Salter down, let him go over and swim over them, evaluate them, talk to them.
Server's going down.
Roger.
Server's going down. Server's halfway down. Server's going just off the water. And hold.
Cool.
Server's away. Server's okay. He's back left.
Roger.
They hoisted me down, swam out to the survivors, stopped about 5-6 feet away, asked them a few questions just to see how coherent they were. They weren't disoriented. So I approached them, started talking to them, find out how many people were there, if everybody was accounted for. Turns out 2 of the crew members had tried to swim to a nearby vessel. So I asked what they were wearing. They said they were wearing black wetsuits and that they had masks and fins and snorkels, typical snorkeling gear. And I said, okay, well, let me pass this information and we'll get you guys out of here.
Fastest out the door. Fastest going down.
Roger, I'm gonna move in slow.
Right, sir. Forward, right.
Yeah.
I'm blowing open.
5, easy forward right and hold. That's the basket, hold position. Have ready for pickup signal, hold position. Hold, fair check the load. Need the load. Driver, clear the water, easy back left.
Roger.
I put the first survivor in the basket, swam back out, got the second survivor.
I don't have a blanket yet, but I won't give up my sleep. Yeah. I'm gonna put a little heat on. Roger, sir. Get survivor buckled up. Alright, ready for the second hoist?
Ready for the second hoist.
The second survivor, he was also hoisted in the basket.
Passage just below the cabin. Passage that's cabin north. Position your basket in the north.
And then once the survivors were secured in the cabin, they sent the basket down for me.
Bring your basket in.
The other twin of it, no life preservers. 2-3 sector, request to know if you're completed your hoist, over.
Sector, hoisted 2 individuals recovering the swimmer at this time. The individuals reported that there was 2 more people on board the boat that made a swim back towards a passing vessel. One of those is confirmed to be on the vessel Fisherman's Paradise, so that leaves 1 more individual that we're searching for.
We found out a third survivor had been picked up by a fishing vessel, and we just started looking for the fourth one.
Hey, sir, one of these guys is really, really cold. He's shivering pretty bad. I don't know if we want to keep him on board for the search or what. No, last sector here. We're getting us some blankets right now, but... Okay.
People think that because we're in Florida that you can be in the water forever and it not be an issue, but the water temperatures do drop around here. We did just have a cold front that moved through, so that dropped the temperatures greatly. And even 80-degree water, a person can become hypothermic in if they're left in the water long enough. These individuals, I believe the phone call, the distress call came in about 9:30 in the morning, and we hoisted them at around between 1 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so they'd been in the water for several hours.
2-3, this is Sector, Roger, this is affirmative. Go ahead and drop them off at St. Petersburg. We need the names of the 2 PIW you picked up, over.
Hey, sir. Can you get names of these guys? We're gonna head back to St. Pete, drop these guys off, come back. Roger, we'll work on that.
So at this point, we want to get back to the air station, drop these 2 people off, get them medical care, and get back out there as soon as we can.
All right, crew brief. It's gonna be left base 36 right, side step to the back ramp. We'll use the runway if we need it, and we do have plenty of power to bring this down to a hover.
You guys all set for approach back? Yes, sir. All right, ambulance is in front of us, guys, so. Roger.
Wheels locked, park brake set.
Doors coming open.
Okay.
All right, so is this going to go?
All right, clear.
Once we got those 2 survivors off, we immediately turned around, headed back out to look for the fourth one.
Let me know when you guys are all set for takeoff back there, please. Roger, sir. All right, take off. Back to that position again.
That was a hell of a position you gave us that first time. That's rare. I love it.
Yeah.
First leg of sector search and find. That was awesome.
So from the air station, it's about a 10-minute flight. We get back to the position that we marked where the cooler is. We found the cooler. We identified the fishing boat that was anchored that the other 2 survivors swam toward. So we decided as a crew to do 1 trackline search from the cooler to the fishing boat.
All right, coming down at 300, I'll start slowing it back.
We all had our eyes out.
All right, John, we need you to use your eagle eyes one more time. Roger, sir.
The 4th survivor was in a black wetsuit. He had a mask and snorkel and fins on. So he's by himself, floating in the ocean, which is going to be extremely hard to find.
Well, this guy's got 4 hours of daylight. After that, his odds are going down.
That's Fisherman's Paradise right there.
Okay.
I would venture to say this guy has to be somewhere fairly close to this big vessel, because and probably drifted south at that. He's swimming towards it, you know.
Fisherman's Paradise is Coast Guard helicopter on.
That should
you guys up?
Go ahead, helicopter. Paradise, over.
You are the vessel that picked up 1 individual, is that correct?
That is affirmative. We have 1 individual on board, over.
Roger. Do you have any indication of where the 4th member is? Over.
Not at this time, we do not, over.
Well, Let's get 4 hours of daylight. After that, these odds are going down.
We got the information that the fourth survivor was in a black wetsuit. He had a mask and snorkel and fins on. So he's by himself, floating in the ocean.
So y'all have been evaluated then?
Yeah. We went into the medical truck and everything, and
okay, good.
Good.
Okay, good deal. All right. So how did y'all drift apart? Do you remember?
Well, the thing is, they had all professional. You know, they were suited up.
Yes.
You know, snorkel, wetsuit, fins,
Flippers.
everything.
Yes.
So we saw a commercial fishing boat or whatnot anchored there that it was
2-3 miles away
and
from us.
they decided, you know, we all decided that to swim for it. That it was, you know, it was rough. So they said, we got a better chance, just stick to the cooler.
Mm-hmm.
We tied a cooler off of the boat, and we just stuck around. And they went for it, tried to reach that boat.
Okay, then the helicopter came and picked you up?
Yep.
About 2 hours.
Okay. Okay, good. So yeah, that's why they want to saturate the area, as much assets as they can get in the area right now. So they'll put them up there, and I'll get the rest of my swimmers.
Just trying to see how they separated because they were together swimming towards the boat.
Yeah.
You know, to just ready in for help.
Yeah, I'll talk to them. We'll get if they're out there, they'll find them.
Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate that.
One person in a black wetsuit going in.
Real hard, yeah. Bark. At 8 o'clock.
Okay, coming right.
What'd you see there? I saw arms flip back and forth. It could have been a big sea turtle, but I saw a spray of water come up.
Okay. Well, that's probably from a snorkel. That's good.
So the rescue swimmer identified what he thought was a person waving his arms. He said, Mark, I have a possible survivor at 8 o'clock. So we came right.
But it would make sense around this position if he got pushed south.
Rescue 6023 to sector 112, over.
You got that or should I?
I got it.
Okay.
Sector Rescue 23 is currently off normal. Position 2807 north.
There he is.
083 03 west. Copy.
Got him. All right. Check spot 1, please. That's exactly what you saw, Salter.
Money. All right. You got it?
Yeah, I got him. Now I'm coming down a little bit, and he...
I got the radios.
Rescue 23 to sector, roger, good copy on all, out.
Rescue 2 sector 123, be advised, we found the fourth individual about to hoist him.
Rescue part 2.
Going back in swimmer mode.
Because he looked like he was in good condition, he was waving both arms, he was treading water, we decided just to lower the basket, let him get into the basket on his own, and then we recovered him that way.
Easy forward right hand hold.
Roger.
Easy forward. Drivers approach the basket. Drivers into the basket forward 10. Easy forward. Positioning basket. Firm to get in. He says he's ready to go. His feet are hanging out a little bit.
Okay.
Hold that tangle like this, sir.
Okay.
He's okay. Hold. Fair check the load.
Roger.
Stay in the load. Fastest coming up. Fastest clear the water. You can hold. 1A.
I had a feeling he must have been pretty tired. As soon as he got in the basket, he just kind of slumped over. He wasn't fully in the basket. He wasn't able to get one of his legs in, but I felt that it was safe enough to get him up into the cabin and hoist him. So we pulled him from the water with the basket. I got him up to the cabin and made sure that all of his arms and legs were inside before I brought him in.
Inside cabin. Basket's inside cabin. Hoist complete.
Roger.
Looks like he's tired. He can barely move. Yeah.
Good deal.
Open him out of the basket. Yeah, he's weak. Sector firm 6023. Be advised, we have the last survivor on board, headed back to St. Pete. We'll be on deck there in about 10 minutes. If you can make sure they got a weight in EMS, please.
Yeah. You bet.
Have they got him?
We got one. They got him.
They got okay.
You got him?
All accounted for?
Oh my God.
Good deal. Cool.
It was extremely rewarding for us, a real sense of, satisfaction that when we recovered all 4 survivors.
Sector Rescue 23 is our approach to home plate. Request you secure our guards this time. How copy? If you guys want, you can take them out now. We'll hold off and shut down. Roger that.
As a crew, I do feel like we accomplished something great. Saving lives. Too bad we weren't able to save the boat, but they got out alive, and that's all that matters.
Are they clear?
Clear down.
I think I joined the Coast Guard for this reason. I mean, search and rescue is what I really enjoy doing. And the Coast Guard does have many missions, but when it comes to search and rescue, I mean, that's why I'm here. That's what I like doing.
Hey man, good job. Never job spot that guy.
Yeah, that was excellent.
No, that was awesome.
Work all around. Pleasure climbing with you guys.
See you next time.
Me and my buddy, we were just clinging from that cooler, just trying to stay alert, trying to stay warm, just, you know, trying not to think about what really was going on. If nobody was to, to find us, we would have just died out there, you know.
Report of 5 persons in the water.
We had a patrol all through the early morning hours, so we've been out a while. We're kind of tired. But as soon as you get that call, you don't even think about how tired you are. You're just going out there and trying to save lives.
You guys see anybody in the water?
Come on, Machi.
Come here, buddy. My name is Yasmil Hernandez, and I'm from Tampa, Florida. We were off the coast of Newport Richey, and we dropped our rods in to do some fishing in the morning around 9:30. And as soon as we anchored, I noticed something was wrong with how the boat was sitting down.
There we go. Coming down. Ship on the water, boat underwater, coming down.
The boat had taken too much water in, and it started just sinking from there on. It took about 2.5 minutes to just go down completely. Me and my buddy, we were just clinging from that cooler, just trying to stay alert, trying to stay warm, just, trying not to think about what really was going on. If nobody was to, to find us, we would have just died out there, you know.
So, what boat are you planning on getting?
Probably just a smaller boat.
Smaller boat?
Yes,
I would think a
smaller
bigger
boat with a lot more life jackets, maybe a inflatable raft or something. I always tell my wife, every time I hear a helicopter, that's the sweetest sound you could ever hear. And we didn't even see it, I heard it. And I was like, oh my God, that's just music to my ears, and that was it. We knew they were coming to rescue us. Coast Guards, you can't say enough about those guys. They did an awesome job, and I'm glad they were there.
Oh, look how beautiful it is offshore.
Report of 5 persons in the water. Approximately 200-300 yards offshore of Cocoa Palm Beach.
Station 01, approximate 10-minute ETA, over.
I'm BM2 Christopher Wetzel here at Coast Guard Station Marathon.
You got your siren ready to go when we get here?
970.
We got the call around 7 o'clock. A report of 5 persons in the water just south of Cocoa Plum. So we headed out there.
We had a patrol all through the early morning hours, so we've been out a while. We're kind of tired. But as soon as you get that call, you don't even think about how tired you are. You're just going out there and trying to save lives.
You guys see anybody in the water?
The sea state that morning was pretty big seas. It was roughly 3 to 4 feet, so it was pretty bumpy out there.
Another buoy.
One person in the water. Station Marathon, this is Talon 01. We're on scene. We're not seeing any person in the water. See that thing out there? So just keep an eye on the water for people still. If there's people in the water, we're picking them up first. If there's anybody on board this, we'll worry about that later. It's pretty empty. All right.
When we got there, we didn't actually see any of the people in the water, so we just headed out to the raft.
Oh wait, there's one hanging onto it.
All right, you ready, guys? Hanging onto the raft.
When we get there, we see one man clinging to the side of the vessel, so we make our way towards it. And that's when we notice another 3 persons in the water. We don't know exactly what it was that caused these persons to abandon their vessel. It's pretty rough out. A wave could come by and possibly knock you out of the vessel.
They were shivering. They've probably been in the water for a couple hours, so even 70, 80 degree water, eventually it'll take its toll on you.
I pulled alongside the raft, and retrieve those 4 from the water.
When the weather's rougher like this, stuff like this is kind of dangerous. We could fall overboard, lose our balance. We're already tired and we're losing our motor skills.
See you at the day.
Good deal, guys. Good work.
Feel okay? Everyone good? Anyone have any injuries?
They're tired, they're exhausted, their fingers are all swollen from being in the water for hours at a time, and they just look worn out, like they've just been waiting there forever.
Is anybody still in the water? There's only 4?
Yeah. Initial report, we heard there were 5 people in the water. We found the 4, so we know there's still people out there.
Everybody keep sharp eyes out for PIW.
It was kind of choppy out there. It makes it a little difficult to find people because one minute you may think you see someone, next minute they might not be there, so they might have went underwater, who knows. Hey, you said there's some over there.
Is anybody still in the water?
Initial report, we heard there were 5 people in the water. We found the 4, so we know there's still people out there.
One back here, due east of you.
Hey,
port side.
you said there's some over there. The Good Samaritan out there, he helped tremendously.
Right on DIW.
On, all right.
Just bring him on board.
He had probably a good 20 feet advantage on us, so we could out see a little farther and a little different angle.
Chris, you got the guy off your starboard bow?
Right here.
When you have that many people in the water, everything's going on, your mind's racing, you're like, I gotta get these people, I gotta get these people.
Hey,
you got these, yeah, I got this. But that's where, all our training and experience comes into play, and we're just dead set on getting these people, getting all of them on the water, getting them out safe.
There's one over here on the port. Hey, we got 2.
Port beam.
Given the sea state, my bow was dropping a lot, so I couldn't get really close to them without putting them in danger of getting hit by the boat.
Tell them to swim to the boat. Swim in.
The coxswain definitely has to take account of the winds, the seas, everything coming on a person in the water.
Hey, keep eyes out. They're saying there's more.
Because one slip up, he could hit that person, and then it becomes a whole different situation.
Yeah, on board.
Judd, get me some more medical stuff. I got a couple cuts and abrasions. We got these people on board. A lot of them had minor cuts, scrapes. Their hands were real pruning. Some were dehydrated and hungry.
You got cut too? All right.
We were all kind of working together, patching people up, putting peroxide, just kind of clean the cuts out.
Lots of blankets.
As many blankets as we can get.
Give them all the blankets we have. We got plenty of extras. Let's just keep them dry.
You could tell they were exhausted. They'd been in the water for quite a while. They were in no condition to be trying to swim to shore in 3 to 4 foot seas.
How many persons were there?
We kind of need a translator.
We had a language barrier. They all only spoke Spanish, and we didn't have any kind of translation abilities on board.
0117402.
1701 over.
I'll come alongside and drop off around. So we can confirm 100% that all people are out of the water.
1701, Roger.
Hey, somebody stand by to help out with Morales. They're coming alongside.
We now had 9 people on our boat, but it still wasn't confirmed that there was only 9 people.
The only thing I need to know is that everybody's alive and everybody's safe. That's our only concern, okay?
Nine.
We had our linguist talk to them for a while and really get a solid, yes, there was only 9 of us.
Is everybody out of the water?
Yes.
Master Chief Chuck Lindsay, officer in charge of Coast Guard Station Marathon. We don't ever want to stop a search, especially after a capsized vessel, unless we're 100% sure that everybody's out of the water.
They're confirming 9 people in the water, 9 people on board our boat.
We can stand down from the rescue. This case was a little interesting, but the crew did exactly what they were supposed to do, and everybody was rescued safely. It was a win for all of us. I couldn't be more proud of them.
That's why I joined the Coast Guard.
These were 9 lives saved. They were not going to be able to swim to shore from where they were, especially in their condition. They were done. So the fact that we were able to pull them out of the water, everybody was safe and healthy, it's a great feeling.
Bosun Mate Second Class, Shane Smith. Today we're here at the shark shelter. We're getting a bunch of people from the unit. We're all coming together here to pick out a dog to foster for a month. How you doing, Katie?
Hey, Shane.
What I do in my free time, I'll come down here, I'll help out, rake leaves, I'll walk dogs. Just anything I can do to give these dogs a little love and attention. So I'm really happy it's a no-kill shelter. Looking for something
Active?
very active.
Okay.
He has a couple acres on land to run around and chase iguanas and jump in the water and do whatever he wants, so.
Okay, let's look in the kennel first.
In my experience in the Coast Guard, stations always have a dog. It's a tradition in the military. You got the station dog. And everyone gets that ownership over the dog, and everyone gets a chance to be in the dog's life. I usually walk him, and he's usually fine, but he's not used to all these people. Sis, what's the matter, boy?
Hey.
It's gonna be everyone's decision, but I have a dog of mine that I've been working with that I really like. His name's Roscoe.
We have a couple more out here.
Hey, Roscoe, come here, buddy.
He was surrendered. His owner had a stroke. He just needs a little bit of training. Very friendly.
It's beautiful.
You're welcome to go in with him.
Roscoe. Hey, boy. Hey, puppy dog. Oh, definitely energetic.
I think it's the one right here.
Yeah, I think so.
I like this one.
He seems like a little rebel. Roscoe, he's like some sort of a mix between a boxer, a lab, boxer, a pit bull. He's very intelligent, very energetic. He seems like he's gonna be a perfect fit for us. I just got one question. Does he swim?
Absolutely, loves to swim.
Perfect. I think we found our dog then.
Awesome.
Ready to go home?
Roscoe's been here about 6 months, 7 months. Hopefully he's found his safe forever home.
Get up. See you later, Katie.
Roscoe's a good boy.
Therefore, station request your ETA to that given position.
Station 04, stand by.
I'm Petty Officer Albertson, Bosun Mate Second Class. We got a report that a Good Sam had discovered a few packages out oceanside.
All right, hold on, coming up.
Station 04 on scene in position, currently alongside the vessel with no name. We're gonna approach and take the bales from him.
04 station, roger.
All right, Reggie, you and Holmes will be boarding team. Gloves, body armor.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
You guys have found the packages?
Yeah, right here. Got one in the back and one in the...
They're in, looks like a potato sack and probably a little over 5 pounds. Probably about 12 packages altogether.
It's probably marijuana. I think if I had to guess.
We won't know until we get it back and do a NIC kit test on it. You're probably looking at close to $200,000 maybe.
Hey, thanks for calling it in, Captain.
How you guys did the right thing. Yeah, that's good.
Take care.
Cool.
Safe.
Thank you. It is nice to have people call that in, you know, because if they don't pick it up, it's gonna wash ashore and then, you know, somebody else is gonna get it. Considering that the bag didn't bust open, I'm gonna say it came by boat.
We don't know when they're actually ditched or when, you know, what happened. Someone might have got spooked and threw them overboard, thinking they were gonna get caught.
Okay, deploy down on starboard side. Starboard side.
We'll go get set and drift from there. To determine where more packages could be, we determine set and drift, which is basically we'll use a life ring to put in the water and see which way it goes and how fast it goes.
You think 1 minute legs, 25 knots?
So we just started running search patterns.
All right, coming up, 25 knots. Right there off your bow, to the right of the buoys. Yeah.
Turtle.
Higher? Turtle. It was a turtle. Oh, yeah.
We just kept searching that area,
Some black things, yeah? A bag? Black bag?
We came across a couple different looking bags. One we just thought was a piece of trash. I came up to it anyways. There's something in that. Pick it up.
Oh. It's in there.
black thing, see it? Black bag.
We came across a couple different looking bags. One we just thought was a piece of trash. I came up to it anyways.
What? Holy Bale. A couple bales?
Station 04 came across another bale, picked it up, now on board. Once we pulled it on, it was actually a couple bales. They were actually wrapped different and tightly taped.
Oh, that's marijuana.
Yeah.
Hey, keep your eyes open.
Oh, yeah, it is weed. It's good that we get this out of the water because anybody can get their hands on it, and if it does start getting distributed, nobody knows where it came from. They don't know what else is in it. You know, it could have some other chemical or other agent in there, and it kills them or anyone else that they sold it to.
Wonder how many more are out here.
04 station.
Go ahead.
There's been a quarter of 8 seconds, Dale.
From there, another vessel called in, and they said that they had discovered a package. Big Daddy.
That's my third one I found this year.
Did you guys find this about right here? Yeah. If you actually look on the chart from where all the packages were covered, you can see the direction that they were flowing.
Good luck searching the rest of the day.
Thanks.
Couldn't be a better day to find it, though.
It's such a flat day. It's easy to see these out here. Oh, what do we got there?
That's one, definitely.
Yep.
Stand by to pick it up.
All right. It was really nice out. There's no wind, hardly any current. Seas were calm. It was really easy to spot the packages in the water.
All right, coming up on the next one. Got it. On board.
If the weather wasn't in our favor, we definitely wouldn't have spotted them. It just feels good that we got it on our boat before it got to the community. Now we're gonna bring it inside and test it. Probably gonna turn it over to the local authorities, and they're gonna process it from there. And altogether, it was 136 pounds of marijuana that we pulled out of the water.
I wonder how many people found some today or yesterday.
I bet someone found something, didn't report it.
I'm sure some made it in. We've had multiple reports over the past few months of people finding packages. I'm not sure how much I can infer from it. I know that it was recent and it hadn't come from too far. People in the higher levels have been doing research on what they think happened. There you go.
Yeah. Marijuana.
It just feels good to be a part of an agency with common goals in keeping illegal drugs off the streets of America. That's a huge bust. It's one of the biggest ones I've had since I've been here at Coast Guard Station Marathon.
Drop one, drop four. How's my stern look?
Your stern's clear.
Domestic.
I don't know, he was just holding his hand over her mouth. They was grabbing her hair. I'm gonna call her in the meantime.
We received a call about a domestic disturbance out on one of the sailboats just past Wisteria.
Hey, Rebecca, just do me a favor and talk to me, okay? Are you okay right now? You're safe? We'll be there as soon as we can, all right?
We took out 2 Key West police officers with us. Wisteria is in Anchorage, about 300 yards off of Key West.
Hey, right now, I just talked to her.
Those parties are still on the boat. They have a green light.
Key West is a very nice place. However, it does have its fair share of problems. Getting a call like this, we all kind of expect and prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Answer if there's any weapons on board.
This type of case can be very common here because of all the drinking. When you add in the alcohol plus the water and people's behavior when they are intoxicated, it can get very dangerous on the water.
Flex out of 4!
We're going to be conducting a full 4100 boarding for this vessel.
Walking into a domestic abuse case, the safety of the crew and personnel we're putting on board another vessel is paramount.
Yes, sir.
We have a full weapons belt that we take on board with us. Situations can turn at any point based on anything that you say.
This is the roommate, so...
Yeah, he's the roommate of the owner.
She is girlfriend.
Girlfriend, yeah.
The woman who called in the complaint began telling us how her hair was pulled by her boyfriend and she got pushed across the boat, and then she made the call to the Coast Guard.
Bravo 3 to US, the sheriffs are here, over.
Roger, good copy. Local PD has boarded the vessel as well, talking to the man that there was complaints about.
We had on board with us the Key West Police Department. However, where this boat was located was not in their jurisdiction.
So they said he's got to go to jail.
For what?
The battery.
Okay.
All three have to go.
All three of them? And they're all under county jurisdiction? All right.
We are allowed to do certain things where other agencies are not allowed to. In that situation, they weren't allowed to arrest, but we were allowed to detain.
It gets the job done. So we detained him and brought him to shore for the county sheriffs.
We'll just sit him down right there.
Oh, I have to sit over here, they tell me. Do I have to go through this whole thing again now? No.
Shouldn't be as long as you think.
Why can't you call them from here and say, we're on the water, we're gonna drop them off, they're separated, it's fine for tonight, whatever.
They might need a statement from you, I don't know.
As we started to head back towards the station, she started to change roles a little bit, now playing the, why you guys taking me? Why do we need to go? I didn't do anything wrong, it's him, take him.
You can't call on the phone or do a conference call from out here.
I kept telling her, you know, we need your statement. I don't know, she just wasn't gonna accept it.
Watch your step.
Are you arrested?
Yeah.
The male, after some questioning by the police officer, was placed under arrest. Oddly enough, the female got very upset.
All right, my dog is on a boat, and I have nowhere to go except to the other boat, and they don't have fuel to get in. I already explained that to them, and now nobody wants us to go. They're just gonna leave us here.
You know, we're the Coast Guard. You called us to resolve your issue with your domestic violence, and that's why we're here. Like, I'm not, you know, the Coast Guard's not a taxi service, unfortunately.
And I do a radio show, and I'll be talking about this tomorrow morning. Mark my word.
Enforcing the laws and having people potentially be upset with us for doing our job here in Key West is a better end result than situations escalating and actually having domestic abuse cases going on and being a pertinent issue here in Key West.
Let's go wherever we can go.
Sometimes these people have some pretty funny comments and just their actions. Key West is absolutely very unique. It doesn't get old. I'll enjoy my next 3 years here for sure.
We got a call of a missing diver off the 7 Mile Bridge.
I'm trying to stay at anchor so I can go dive.
The man who made the call, he's pretty much freaking out at this point.
See, is that a hand sticking up? Right between the two pilings, starboard. Where?
Let's go.
Cast off 4, cast off 1.
Let's go sit.
Station 04, underway at this time. It's a beautiful day here at Station Marathon. We're about to get underway and do some training. We also have our newest crew member on board, Roscoe, and he's always up for a good time. All right, Roscoe.
We're taking the dog with us underway today. See how he takes with the boats. He's done well in the past. Doesn't care too much for rough seas, but we'll get him there.
Should we go ahead and start with your man overboard drill? Yeah, if you want. You want to make sure that when you come down nice and slow.
704, Station Marathon.
We're in the middle of training, and we got a call from the station saying that there's a missing diver in the vicinity of the 7 Mile Bridge. So we are departing scene and moving over to investigate.
Station 04, roger.
It's only a couple of miles from here, so it should only take us a few minutes to get there. It's all going to be bayside, so we're looking at maybe 1 to 2 foot seas and 10 to 15 knots out of the north for winds.
Of your vessel over.
It's a 1989 22-wheeler center console. I'm trying to stay at anchor so I can go dive.
Got a boat over here, dive flag up. We have bridge pilot.
So we have visual on you. Man on your boat, do not get in the water.
As we're coming on scene, the man who made the call, he's talking over the radio, giving us a bunch of information on how he's circled around the pilings a couple times looking for her, that he's trying to set the anchor because he wants to jump in the water. He's pretty much freaking out at this point.
2-foot center console. How far from the east end of the 7 Mile Bridge are you?
Right there, between the pilings. It's not this boat right here?
It looks like this boat
No,
right
I'm not talking about the boat. I'm talking about someone in the water. Where?
When we get on scene for something like this, your adrenaline starts pumping. You're looking around, screaming out positions of what you think you see.
Is that a dive flag or is that a person right in front of you? See, is that a hand sticking up? Between the two pilings, starboard. 040. Yeah. You see a person?
Coming through the bridges, time's of the essence. We have roughly a 3 to 4 knot current, and that will quickly carry the person out of the area that we're originally searching.
I saw something. It's like a little black thing sticking out. I don't know if it's a crab pot or a head.
You know, you just want to find this person because 5 minutes can be the difference between someone's living or dying.
Is that a person?
Yeah, right there.
It is. That's why I saw it.
Roughly a few hundred yards away from his vessel, we found his wife clinging onto a piling.
Are you okay? Do you have any medical emergencies? Okay.
She didn't seem to be in any sort of actual distress. We got alongside. She seemed fine. She swam over to our boat.
Did he crew for help?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you.
I guess he just must have lost track of you.
I bet he's freaked out.
Yeah, at least you got some options out of it.
I got 3.
Her reaction is she didn't really think it was a big deal. She was just going from piling to piling looking for lobster.
Station 04, diver has been retrieved. It looks like you got customs and border. The CBP coming up on you too.
I'm like a celebrity.
You're making friends today.
I bet I'm gonna be in trouble.
She didn't realize anything was going on, but her husband, on the other hand, was freaking out.
I'm just going from piling to piling.
Yeah, but I can't keep track of him.
You could tell he was more probably in distress than she was.
I don't know what
Just get the registration.
I bet you're following my bubbles.
I can't follow your bubbles.
Okay.
Amy.
I completely understand where she's coming from. It's really easy to get tunnel vision out there in the water, searching for critters to catch.
All right, you guys, be safe and have a good day, okay?
Hey, thank you so much. I
You're welcome.
appreciate it.
Yep.
It was a good case. He did the right thing. He was confused. He didn't know where she was at. It could have turned into something bad, but it didn't, so good day.
He was probably definitely freaking out.
Oh, he was freaked out, man. He was still shaking, you know what I mean?
Station 04, Roger, RTV, position 24.
We see this a lot where somebody may call the Coast Guard before it's actually a distress situation. We'll always launch on it, and it's a good thing that they do this. There's no reason for us not to be headed out there to try to render assistance. It's got Roscoe up on the bow.
It was great having Roscoe on board today. He was actually really well behaved. He doesn't like being stressed out, so he's pretty happy with the outcome of today.
He is a cool dog.
Yeah, he is. He's a good dog. You gotta keep him.